Hey y'all, it's Alec with Sharing the Journey. Normally y'all see me in the campground, but today we drove 4 hours to my sister's house, and so I'm going to do the video down here. If you've been watching us for a while, you know Cindy and I live full-time in our 2019 Tiffin open road motorhome, and we pull behind us our 2019 Jeep Wrangler. So today I want to talk to you about tires, because I just had to put a new pair of tires or a new set of tires on the Jeep. Now we have been for the last 37,000 miles driving around on some BFGs KO2s, which are some of the most popular off-road, all-terrain tires that Jeep owners use. And that's the reason we got them. The Jeep came standard with the Goodyear Wranglers. We did not like that tire. It was not very aggressive looking. It was more of a street tire. So I did a lot of research in different forums and came up with the KO2s by BFG. And to me, I don't think they lived up to the hype. So in all the research I did, I found that the KO2s were designed as an all-terrain tire, prioritizing balanced performance between off-road capability and on-road comfort. They focused on durability, versatility, suitable for a wide range of terrains including mud, snow, sand, and gravel. In a minute, I'll let you know how I think they did. They're also designed to be a great tire for people who do overlanding, light off-roading, and they're also supposedly a good daily driving tire. So the tread design on the KO2 BFG is a smaller tread voids designed for better contact and stability with the road, featuring sidewall armor for improved traction on snow and wet roads, and it optimized for longer tread life on pavement and better handling. As far as performance on road, the KO2 is designed to be a quieter, smoother ride, making for it to be a better daily driver. And off-road, the KO2 is more balanced and is supposed to perform well in a variety of terrains, but it is not that aggressive for extreme jeeping conditions. As far as durability, the KO2 is known to be exceptionally durable with features like CoreGuard technology to resist punctures and chips. And for winter performance, and when we bought these, we were living in Minnesota or managing a park in Minnesota, and we got them because they were certified or for snow surface. They actually had the, what was it called? 3-peak mountain snowflake rating, which means the 2 winters we spent in Minnesota, I did not have to switch out for snow tires or for put chains on, and so the tire was good for that. So it was rated for and was an excellent winter driving choice. However, we ended up switching from the KO2, and I'll tell you why. I just put a set of Nitto all-terrain G3s on the Adventure Jeep. And I did that because even though the KO2 was supposedly designed and rated for all those things that I just did, that was not our experience. Let me tell you our experience with the KO2s. So it started out at Costco. We got our KO2s at Costco. The first set that they attempted to put on the Adventure Jeep would not balance. They tried and tried and tried, and so they came to me and said, there's something wrong with your rims. We can't get the tires balanced, and so they said that I was going to have to go somewhere else. I said, you know, that is not correct. That I'd had the Goodyear Wranglers on there for about 30,000 miles. and that those tires were perfectly balanced. I didn't have any problems with it. So they went and put a second set of tires on the Jeep, and the second set was able to balance perfectly. So I felt like the first set was out of round. That's the only reason I could think that they would not balance. Now, we had the KO2s when we were in Minnesota and Montana. We worked up there, you know, we work camp our way across the country, but we work camped up there for 3 years with taking our winter jobs down in Texas. So we used them for a lot of fire roads up in the mountains, snow, and that type of stuff, and they performed well. But we also had to do a lot of on-the-road driving. We worked mainly when we were 2 summers in West Yellowstone. We worked down near the Yellowstone National Park, but to go grocery shopping we had to go 2 hours to Bozeman. And I noticed that over time the tires were getting louder and louder and louder, so much so that it was becoming very bothersome while we were driving the vehicle. So not only was the tire becoming more louder, is it started making a vibration, and it became to where I didn't like to drive the Jeep very far. And additionally, it not only was the noise in the cab of the Jeep, it also could be heard quite distinctly from the outside. So much that this past July, I had a person in the campground come up to me and ask me what was wrong with my Jeep, that it was making a strange noise. And I reached over and felt the actual tire, the top of the tire, and I could feel a lot of uneven wear where it would have dips in the tire. And I'll try to put a picture. I took a picture of the Jeep tire at the tire store when I had them replaced, because we put another 5,000 miles on them, mostly for financial reasons and not because I wanted to continue to drive the tire. But the further we drove, the worse the cupping got on the tire, and we ended up coming down to South Carolina where we are now. And I had put some money aside to replace the tires, and I went into the tire store in Latta, South Carolina, and was talking with the owner of the store. And he said that he had seen several of the BFG KO2s who had the problem with cupping, and he wasn't sure what caused it, but that he had started switching. He switched his K2s out for the Nitto G3s, and convinced me into buying those also. And he said the cupping on our tires were more severe than a lot of the tires that he had experience with. And I asked him, I said, well, I said, you know, about couldn't get the first set of tires to balance when they were putting them on the rims, and that they switched out for another set. And I did ask the people at Costco if it was from a different lot, and he could not answer me. The people at Costco, I don't think, have a lot of training. They just know how to put tires on and to put them on the car. I don't think they have a whole bunch of other knowledge. And he said that he had heard of, tire companies, he didn't say BFG specifically, who would have tires that had problems and they had to be recalled, or that they had like a bad lot that they would not distribute, and that maybe I just got a bad tire, because overall he likes the KO2s, but he said with the Nitto tire that you can get what he thinks is a equally performance type all-terrain tire, and they were $300 less. So I'm trying out the Nittos for two reasons. One, because I've never had a tire cup on me like that before, but number two is because I didn't get that much wear. I think I got 37,000 miles out of the tires. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe those were rated as a 60,000 mile tire. Now, if you have not heard of the Nitto G3s, they are a hybrid tire combining all-terrain and mud terrain for enhanced off-road performance. They're ideal for drivers who want an aggressive looking and heavier off-road use with good road manners. And now that we are back in South Carolina, we're on the coast or near the coast, I felt like making the change to a more aggressive tire would be better, because we're going to be in the sand more, because riding on the beach and that sort of stuff. And we're in a new campground, and we have a lot of areas near the campground that are unfinished roads. Matter of fact, the trail down to the pond behind our campground can get quite muddy. So I did go with the G3, which is rated more for mud or heavier off-terrain use than the KO2s. But the main reason I did it was price. The lack of performance I felt like I got. I felt like those tires, the KO2s, were really shot after about 28 to 30,000 miles. I put another 7,000 miles on them because I didn't have the money to replace them. So in a year or two, I'll do an update on the Nittos, but the K2 is a good looking tire. The KO2 is a good looking tire. I think the Nitto is a better looking tire, the G3. I just had these put on 3 days ago, and we just made a 4-hour trip with the G3s, and the ride was smooth. But I think that the KO2s have been cupped for so long that I think anything would have been a better ride, because the KO2s, like I said, after the first, 27,000 miles, they were trash to ride on. Now, I will say that I was glad I had them in Minnesota, because they were an excellent snow tire. So if you've used the KO2s before, put down in the comments, please, if you've had good performance or bad performance. And if you're new to the tires, if you just got the KO2s, mine were awesome the first couple thousand miles. So I really only want to know from people that have had them the length of time. I had those tires for 3 years and 37,000 miles. And hopefully the Nittos will go 3 years. And I'll let you know how they do. But overall, I was unhappy with the KO2s. And maybe I just got a bad set, but overall I was not happy with them. Let me know your experience. Till next time, safe jeeping and happy camping.